Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 4. So what you would have seen just then, right at the beginning of the video, was a new intro that is once again by Learnin. He actually made my Flash intro as well as my Arrow intro, so he's brought it again with another really cool intro. So he will actually have a tutorial might I say, on how to make that sometime right now, or even, sometime in the next couple of days, or right now, depending on when you're watching this video. But I will leave his channel linked in the description down below. Go check him out. Makes awesome intros and stuff. And if you're interested in finding out how to do different intros and different effects and stuff, he's definitely the person to go check out. So thanks, Learnin, for the new intro. And I'll be using that for most of my videos, apart from probably reviews and stuff like that. So the main thing that we are trying to get our heads around and unravel and get revealed is essentially what is going to go down with Clifford DeVoe, aka the Thinker, later on in this season. What is he going to do? What will Team Flash see as his weakness, and how will they take him down? Those are all questions we are going to hopefully see answered when we return to this season in a few weeks' time. But apart from the questions directly centered around DeVoe, another one of the big mysteries of this season revolves around the girl we saw first show up in the Crisis on Earth X crossover at the wedding between Barry and Iris, who we then saw show up again right at the end of episode 11, I think it was, when she pays for Ralph and Cisco's coffee, which is then followed by us seeing her writing the same symbols or language or markings that Barry was writing in episode 1 when he escaped the Speed Force, as well as what DeVoe has written on things throughout this season, and we've also saw it on his computer at one point in this season as well. But one theory that has risen from somewhere, not sure where to be completely honest, just had a few people bring it up to me and want me to cover it. It actually connects this girl who we're now just referring to as Dawn Allen, as that is who she most likely is going to be. Not 100% confirmed, just most likely who she is going to be. Anyway, this theory connects Dawn Allen to another show in the Arrowverse, and that is Legends of Tomorrow, and one of their big plot points of their current season, that being season 3. Now, I do need to stress at this time that this is not my theory. These theory breakdowns is me taking a theory that's popular within the community and going through it. I'm just going over the pros and cons of it, and overall just determining whether it is actually a possibility. Just keep that in mind. So yeah. But do be sure to let me know in the comment section down below if you have any more pros or cons, or just your general opinions on what I talk about in this video. Just let me know in the comment section down below, as well as being sure to drop a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it, and subscribing to the channel if you're new. And this theory is that Dawn Allen is in fact not intentionally back in this time period. And I say back in this time period as she would have to have, traveled back in time. So yeah, instead of intentionally traveling back to 2017 when we first saw her, she is in fact an anachronism. So for those that aren't watching Legends of Tomorrow this season, firstly, why the hell not? And secondly, you may be wondering what an anachronism is. Well, an anachronism, to keep it simple, is something that is of another time period but existing in another. So the easiest examples that we saw in episode 1, for example, of Legends this season, were a few like Tyrannosaurus Rex dinosaurs roaming current day Los Angeles, and then we also had like Julius Caesar on the beaches of Aruba, once again in current day. In Legends of Tomorrow this season, the Time Bureau and now the Legends themselves are dealing with these anachronisms, but the Legends are dealing with the high-risk ones, such as Julius Caesar in current day, and even historic icons such as Helen of Troy in 1930s Hollywood. So is there a possibility that Dawn Allen is actually an anachronism? Could this play out and be true? Well, let's first go over the pros, or what actually supports this theory. And the first is that she does sort of seem like an anachronism. She does seem as if she is displaced throughout time, just through her general mannerisms that we have seen in the first 2 scenes we've seen her in, even though they were quite short. The next point that sort of supports Dawn Allen being an anachronism is that her being back here through her own accord would have to involve time travel in some way. And yes, the writers and producers might say, did say that time travel would not be a part of this season. But even if they were going to incorporate some time travel elsewhere, I don't think too many people would be getting triggered and raising their fists to the producers due to them going against what they said earlier or before this season even started. However, with Dawn being the daughter of Barry, surely she would have known about the dangers of time travel and to, not do it. One thing that goes against that supporting point though is that in the comics, Dawn, as well as her twin brother Don, are actually born after Barry dies. So they actually never met their father. So if that is translated or replicated onto the show, which we have had hints at in those Dawn Allen scenes to her, with her acting a bit nervous as if she was meeting a hero of hers or something like that when she was talking to Barry, then Dawn would have never been told about the dangers of time travel and may see it as her opportunity, I guess, to experience what her father was like. But now let's get on to the cons, or the things that go against this theory. We have 2 points and they both really just revolve around Legends of Tomorrow being involved in all of this. So the first is that introducing something like an anachronism into a show where we have never dealt with it before can be a pretty damn risky move, as well as a confusing one to those who don't watch Legends. And going by the numbers, there is about a 1 million roughly average viewers per week difference between the two shows. Like Legends gets around 1.5 to 1.6, while Flash gets around like 2.5 to 2.6 million. So yeah, there's roughly about 1 million average viewers per week difference there. That's a lot of people. So that is like quite a lot of confused people out there if they do go with this whole thing. Also, when we saw Dawn in the coffee shop had all those symbols in her notebook and was writing them all down, this just like further pushes her in the direction of being a part of the DeVoe storyline rather than her, own connection to another show. The second point is that Legends is really in its own timeline. It is in like a parallel timeline to the one that Flash and Arrow are on. So it's basically the same timeline, but it has those anachronisms. Flash and Arrow are in a repaired timeline of sorts, if you want to call it that. So the same timeline that Legends are on without the anachronisms. So basically the best way to put it is Legends has the anachronisms, Arrow and Flash don't. So for the writers to try and mix that all up could cause a big mess, and after last season with Saboteur and everything like that, the people behind the Flash would most likely want to make what they are trying to do not be too all over the place and confusing and messy. So overall, even though the idea of Dawn being an anachronism is a very interesting one and a very creative theory as well, and I do have to give props to whoever initially came up with it, for me personally, it just seems like it's too much of a task to explain to a person who only watches The Flash and trying to incorporate it into the story of this season, especially seeing that we're heading into the last 9, 8 episodes. They'd have to explain it pretty well, and with other storylines going on at that time as well, it's a bit risky. But as I said, that's just my personal opinion. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'll be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on this theory? Do you think it's completely stupid? Do you think it has some merit? If so, explain to me in the comments how you think it would work and just give your general opinions on what I've talked about in this video. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.